Hello everyone, SkyDM here, and today we're talking No Man's Sky. Just a heads up, there won't be any spoilers, we're just going to be going over basic mechanics and beginner tips, the sort of things I wish I knew when I first started playing. Regardless of the game mode you've chosen, you'll find yourself on a random, procedurally generated, unique for you world with a bunch of broken gear. This is intentional and designed to help ease new players into the concepts, tools, and aspects of the game. I'll be going further in depth in my next release where I showcase a Let's Play from fresh start to first base in permadeath mode. But in this video, we'll keep it tight and tidy and try to keep it under 5 minutes. First concept introduced. Your starter planet will be a somewhat unfriendly host with environments that will immediately start to wear away at your hazard protection system. While this system protects you from the elements, a secondary life support system works to keep you alive. Both systems can be recharged on the fly by gathering resources found on the planet. To gather those resources, you'll use a handheld device to mine and extract necessary minerals and components for recharging, crafting, upgrading, and even trade. One piece of advice here is, unless you've chosen to play permadeath, that is, it's game over if you die even once, just relax. Even though those health indicating status bars will be steadily marching south, it is still technically tutorial territory. Once you've collected enough oxygen and sodium to reduce your anxiety levels, the next big task will be to locate your ship, which, by the way, is also broken. Each part that must be fixed is a subsystem. You've got weapon systems, different modes or speeds of travel, as well as a launching mechanism that allows the ship to take off. Just as with everything else in this game, you're going to have to fix and feed those components to make them work. We aren't going to get into ship travel in this video, but know that it might be easier for you to control your ship in either first-person or third-person perspective, and this can be toggled at any point in-game. Now at this point is where the info I'm about to go over would have been super handy for me to know the first time I played. When you start off, you're going to have a very limited amount of inventory. Like me, you might be tempted to treat everything you find as precious, but seriously, don't. Money can be made very quickly, which I'll be showcasing in the permadeath playthrough extravaganza next video. And honestly, trying to juggle items between your personal and ship inventories, it just isn't worth the hassle. You might be discarding something that will be necessary in the next early game quest, but each quest will highlight what and how to acquire any necessary items. Next, you're going to want to organize your inventory to maximize the amount of room you have to store things. You'll see a technology tab at the top of your exosuit inventory. You're going to want to move all those repaired technologies to this tab. These slots can only be occupied by technology systems and their upgrades. The last exosuit inventory tab, designated cargo, is a special pocket where you can store larger amounts of limited inventory items. This is another concept we'll cover in depth in the next vid, but for now, you'll want to keep things like craftables here. Beating the space horse known as inventory to death, the next item of interest is upgrades. While rare, it is possible to come across system upgrades even early game. These upgrades, as mentioned previously, should be placed in the technology tab, but should be placed adjacent, that's above or next to the system they are an upgrade for. Doing so will give you additional bonuses to those components and can be stacked a total of 3 times each. The exosuit isn't the only upgradable piece of tech. Pretty much everything can be upgraded and follows the same 3-stack adjacency bonus system. Next, the small refiner. Early game, this little guy is going to be the spoonful of sugar that makes crafting palatable. The refiner eats carbon and can turn mold spores into dollar bills, well, nanites. Simple advice, only refine the exact number of whatever it is you need. Need 30 chromatic metal for that base computer? Use only enough copper to make 30, lest you'll have 7 chromatic metal chunks blocking a valuable inventory slot unnecessarily. Oh, and when you're done, don't leave that refiner behind. It won't be marked on the map, and you'll never find it again. Probably. Lastly, we'll touch on base building. For your first base, I recommend a 4x4x2 wall high minimum footprint, but no bigger than a 3x3x2 wall high. You could build as small as a single cube, but we'll find almost immediately that this will be far too small to house the tech you're going to be crafting in the next couple missions. That's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned, subbed, and rung for the latest, and I'll catch you in the next one. SkyDM, over and out.